This week in Ken's Tech Lab, we're going to be talking about the Photon M5s from Anycubic. Let's talk about it. Welcome back. Like I said in the intro, we're going to be unboxing the Photon M5s. And this is supposed to be their newest innovation with auto leveling. We will check that out. But let's go over the specs. So it's got a 10.1 inch 12K screen. And that's why I purchased this one, is it goes up from the 8K. So the Elegoo that I have back in the back is a 6K. I have an 8K Elegoo that's the premium, and now I have a 12K Elegoo with the auto bed leveling, and we'll see how all that works. It's got a Metrics LED lighting system. The resolution is 11520 by 5120, so we'll have to figure out how well or how better this prints from an 8K. The dimensions is 290 by 270 by 460, and the build volume is 218 by 122 by 200 on its total build volume inside the printer. So let's get right on to unboxing this. And I'll probably just take it down to the floor to make more room for everything else. All right, there it is. So we have styrofoam to protect it, and they give you a happy face. Make sure that you start this unboxing off with a smile. I think I'm going to put this up in the lab somewhere. And the second thing that we're going to have to take off is probably the protective cover. And we have more. Let's start putting this stuff in the box. Okay. The build plate. Now, one thing about this build plate is there are no leveling screws anywhere on it. This tells me auto bed leveling or bust. It's got the same pattern design for the object sticking to the plate, sandblasted. And they do stick very well on all the Anycubics that I've ever seen. Okay, here's another piece of the foam gone. Throw that in there. There's the vat. Now this vat, as far as I've seen, is up for a lot of discussion on the other channels. For one thing is that it's not a clear plate, or not a clear FEP on it. It's a clouded FEP. And some people are saying the resolution isn't as well with that kind of FEP. Well, we'll see for ourselves. Let's see what comes else. We'll have the accessories box. Just trying to get rid of most of the packaging first, and then we get on with the actual printer. Okay, I think I'll put the build plate over there. And take this. That's light. Very light. Also, and I'm just going over what I've watched before, and everybody, I don't care who you are, goes in and looks at other videos to see what they're getting into. And one of the other problems that I heard was that this thing slides around pretty easy. And it does. Okay. It says, please tear off the protective film and then stick the screen protector according to the usage instructions. Everybody thinks that the first piece that's covering this, or any of these printers, is a sticker to save the screen, but it's not. It's just for shipping. That comes off. And then we put on the real protector that does come with it. Okay, let me set this all up where you're closer to it and you don't have to see me, because this is all about the printer today. So we'll be right back. Welcome back. I got the printer setting. Should be in view of the camera. And let's look at the instructions and see what they say. It says, for first use, please follow the instructions to finish the preparation, including assembly, LCD test, and accessory installation. Okay. So the first thing it wants to do is turn on. And for it to turn on, we're going to need things out of the accessory kit. And let's look and see what comes in the accessory kit. Let's see. It's right here. So we have the Allen wrenches. We have the USB drive. We have the screen protector accessory. Gotta know what that is. Here's the USB drive. Another plastic spatula. Gloves. The Allen keys. Keys, 3. The screws to hold in the vat. You would think that something that has auto bed leveling, they would have added the, instead of using the screws for the vat, that they would use the clamps that you could just clamp down and you don't have to worry about the screws anymore. Because that will be in the next one. Okay. We have the Anycubic approval that we've checked everything. We have the power brick, which that's what I really needed out of this kit. I do like their metal spatulas with the, I have one over here that I use from the other Anycubic, and the way that they go down to a chisel, very, very nice. It's easier to get the prints off. And we got some masks. Throw them over there. This can go over there. And we're done with the accessory box. Slide this back. And we'll turn it on for a first time. Alright, it says wait for it to do a full check and then raise the Z. Okay, let's go to Tools. move Z, and let's go up to 50 millimeters and hit up. And hit it again for 100. It's very quiet on the Z motor. Hit it one more time. There we go. So something that I noticed right off the bat here is when looking at the Z screw, there is nothing holding the top of it. It's not in any bearing. There's no, I mean, it's tight, but there's nothing right here, no bearing, no nothing to hold the top of this lead screw. I don't know if that's going to be a problem sometime in the future. I'm going to put on the protective side of it. Let me turn this back off for a minute. Let me turn it around so I can see it. Let's see what's inside this screen protector accessory. Okay. It has a very small screen cleaner. I would probably okay. It's got a alcohol wipe pad. Let's see what the instruction says about putting that on. So it does say clean the LCD screen with toolkit. Peel off film, align the location holes with screws, and squeeze out the bubbles. Peel off the film. Sounds easy enough. Okay, this is front, back. Okay. So I believe it wants me to clean making sure that we have no, you know, after it comes out of the factory, no chemicals or anything on here. And then go back over it with our miniature wipe here. Okay. Now, if we look at this, we have a screw hole on each side. And it's going to go just like that. Alright. There's the first one off. And we're going to put that like that, but it's more over. Okay. Then we take our plastic spatula and we get all the holes out of it. That doesn't work. Okay. I think we got this. Okay, what I do next is you take the other sticker and you peel it off, and you now have it fully stickered on there. Now, okay, so we have this. We have the build plate. Let's peel off the protective covering. And let's see how this slides in. And it's nice and tight. Okay, what's next? It says peel off the film, push the platform into the platform carrier and tighten the knob. Okay. Choose an exposure image to test. So we're going to put the vat in. Screws. You know what I was looking for? I was looking for the paper that you use to level a normal machine. And I couldn't find it anywhere because you don't need one. I kind of forget about that. Okay, we'll turn it back toward the camera. I'll bring it back a little bit more so you can see it. Okay, let's plug it back in. Let's turn it back on. So I guess this also doesn't need a Z equals 0 because we're not having to level it and set the 0 point. So I guess the only thing that we need to do is put some resin in it, in the vat, and do a test print. Alright, so it says do a light test. Now there's one thing they did change on here. Let's see if I can bring the camera down. Okay, so the one thing that I was saying is the screen, they made the icons a lot smaller on the left-hand side, not the big squares that you can choose things from like the other one is. So if I go to Tools and I have Exposure, and I have that and hit Exposure, it lights it up with the Anycubic logo. Okay, screen test done. All right, let's shake up some Anycubic water washing resin plus. Now I did order the fast resin for this printer, but it hasn't shipped yet. So we're going to be putting in the normal water wash Anycubic resin. This is the plus version. Just enough in there to do a small job. And we'll see what's on their test. So let's put the cover on it. Actually, let's leave the cover off so we can see how it does a self-leveling. Okay, we go to print, and we have the one that shows you or does the different lighting, and it's a 19-minute test. Okay, let's do this one right here. It's going to be 34 minutes, and then we'll be back. So let's go ahead and print this. Okay, it just went back down. I think the fan's kind of loud. It says on the screen that it's doing an auto print check. Alright, so this has got a 1,124 layers and a total of 34 minutes. So I'll see you on the other side. Let's put the Here we are the next day, and this print has finished on the Anycubic M5s with the auto leveling. And I figured I wasn't going to record the entire print of that. As you saw just before this, I did stop the camera, and we'll talk about it in a few minutes of what happened before this print finished. So let's take this print off. Let's get some gloves on. All right, all gloved up. Oops, see how easy it is where it just slides real easy. We're gonna have to make some rubber feet for that. So only thing you should have to do is grab it. Let's come over here with it. And like I said, this was a little test print that came with it. We'll set it down here. Okay, move some things around here. All right, kind of crooked. There we go. So let's get this off the plate. Get our wonderful spatula out. Not too bad. Got right underneath it and slide right off. Not too bad at all. A lot better than I thought it was going to be. All cleaned up. So right off of the print, this is just a little, it says Anycubic around it. Just a little test print, all hollowed out. It was all pre-supported. So let me get this into the wash and cure station and we'll come back and talk about this. Okay, welcome back. After cleanup of the part that we just printed off the resin printer, the M5s, it came out very good, very detailed. All the details are there. I'll probably throw some paint on this in one of my other episodes just to see if I can make it come out a little bit, you know, brighter on the detail. So let's talk about the printer. As you can see, this is the next day. I started this yesterday on the beginning of this video, and I started printing the one that's in this video that I printed for 36 minutes, and you've seen that in high speed. And the print, I came down to check the print and the print failed. It was stuck to the FEP. And I didn't expect that on an auto leveling printer. I thought that, you know, everything would be just fine. It was their slice. It was Anycubic's default slow print for testing. Because I don't have their fast resin right now. So I cleaned the entire vat, cleaned the build plate, and started it again. Made sure everything was how it's supposed to be, and it failed again. So I cleaned everything one more time and did the last print yesterday, and it failed one more time. So that was 3 failures in a row. Today, I said, let's try something a little bit different. And I also got onto the Discord for Anycubic and went into their help section and asked for a little bit of help there. Somebody said that, you know, they don't know your conditions, like temperature and stuff like that, for the room that we're printing in. That's fair. So I actually used the default slow print again, but I went into, there's in settings in here after you choose the print. You can go in there and adjust the lift speeds, your first layer, how many is considered first layer, how long it's going to cure each of the first layers. So when I looked at the settings there from the default, it actually was set for 25 seconds. Now I have also the Anycubic M3 Premium, and I know that won't cure and stick to the build plate in 25 seconds. So I raised it up to 55 seconds for the bottom layers, and voila, it stuck. So that was an easy fix, but I had to figure out what was the problem. And I guess the bad thing is that I tried it too many times without making adjustments, thinking that it was just a printer issue or something like that. One other note that I have in here, the setup for the Wi-Fi is exactly the same as the M3 Premium. And if anybody knows that or seen that video, you can check it out on my channel. The only other drawback that I found on this, besides it sliding around really easy and the print issue, was I did not fill the vats up all the way. I only put it maybe half, if that. And one of the prints, it spattered. It just put spatters all over the front of this cover. And I wasn't expecting that either. So I would tell Anycubic to, you know, fix that, maybe make a deeper vat or something like that to fix that. Another suggestion would be that in the back here, there's enough room for the charcoal filters. Matter of fact, there's enough room for 2 charcoal filters. And since this is a 12K, one of their newest printers out there, I would think that they could have put their carbon filters back here without an issue and included them with the printer. Even if you raise the printer by 20 bucks, that could have made things a lot better. So I would suggest that you go out and buy some carbon filters that you have to recharge or something like that. There is enough room in the back here to put them to keep, you know, the smell out. And that's the only thoughts I have for this printer. I spent a lot more time with it doing this video than I thought I was going to, but I guess that's a good thing. Other than that, the printer is fine, and I don't have a problem with it, except for the things that I've mentioned in this video. If you have any questions, suggestions, or comments, leave them down below. I'd like to thank everybody for joining me here in Ken's Tech Lab, and like always, stay awesome.